So the movie we're talking about today is Population 436.
Insert.
Yeah, no kidding.
Are you all out of your fucking mind?
So, just to kind of give you guys like a little general idea of what the movie's all about. It's all about a FBI census taker, Steve Cady, I believe his name was.
Yep.
Steve Cady.
He is basically going out for the decade-long census, and he's going to this town called Rockwell Falls because their population has been 436 for as long as he has records, and he's kind of just going in here and doing a little investigation. Man, do we get some events.
Ripping someone's head off.
The whole movie kind of just starts off with we kind of do like these really quick cutaway scenes of a guy running away from the cops during this birthing scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so right from the get-go, you're like, okay, so they're leading strong with their hand.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that baby's born, that dude dies.
You know, when I was first viewing it, I thought maybe this dude just is not ready to be a father. He's just getting the fuck out.
It's like the world's worst dad simulation movie.
Fucking get out, dude. They're gonna catch me. They're gonna get me. I don't want to pay child support. No, it turns out not that. But yeah, it opens up with that, and we go and meet this character.
And you know what? And this is the first. Actually, you know what? This is funny because this is the first part of the movie where we get the kind of alluding to the red envelopes, because he has that red envelope on the dashboard, which we'll talk about more later. That kind of,
you know, that red envelope thing. I can't even remember that tie-in. Okay, guys, pre-warning: I was a little bit toasty getting through this movie, and
when we started, right before this video, it was like I was wasting.
And I remember it. I remember it in fragments. I had to, after the fact, come back to it and write some notes about it. And all that stuff. So, but I'm pretty sure I did a pretty good job. But red envelope, don't remember.
So one cool thing I will note about this part of the movie was the first time that we saw when the doctor gave birth to the with the baby, and the dude died. He set the clock to 4:36. Did you notice that? And then, like, a couple times throughout the movies, you see, like, these people, like, setting their clocks to 4:36 when someone, like, dies.
Wait, I wonder, you know, I didn't look this up, and they didn't, like, reveal anything, but I wonder if it's a very religious movie, kind of. There's religious undertones,
yep.
And they don't hide it or leave it up to mystery. I wonder if 436 is, like, a popular verse, or Psalm 436 that says something about the...
You know what? If we were better at this, we would have done a little more research into that.
Well, editing, Michael... Put it in right now if it's a thing.
Little blip.
A little blip.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
So yeah, let's just get right into it. So we open up after this like crazy cutaway scene. We got our main character Steve, and you know right from the get go of seeing this guy, I'm thinking Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread, and he has a very symmetrical face. So I'll give him that. That's why he gets so much work.
Yeah, I mean. It's the guy that I'm looking at. I can just tell it's like, man, this dude is just like kind of boring, and I kind of thought that like the entire time. He's a very boring main character.
I didn't mean to surprise you. Couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I couldn't either. Let me make you something.
He is. He has a kind of a deep voice, but he's one of those actors that unfortunately fall in the category of I know him, I don't know what he's in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've seen him before, can't remember a damn clue of what he's ever been in before.
Yeah, so like and what else happens? The guy's driving in the town. He tries to get a little bit of information from the locals, doesn't get much in regards to information. No one really wants to tell him about this, you know, this city, Rockwell Falls, and the bumbling idiot that this dude is, first off, he's got to keep his eye on the road. What the hell is he doing not looking on a dirt road? He deserved to get that pothole.
No, okay, so I wrote some stuff on this exact kind of situation about how there's just, like, potholes, apparently. I've thought it was funny to imagine the the townspeople or the whatever they're called, civilians, to go out there and just like set out a spider web. Yeah, like create more potholes so people don't just like.
Well, that seems to be the implication, you know, of the movie is that they're like setting this up so whenever someone comes in, it gives them a reason for them to have to stay long enough.
For what? So they can. But this is the problem with the movie. I found a whole thing about this whole pothole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, one, if it's a problem where people accidentally have to stay in town and then you have to get rid of somebody preemptively. I'm doing a little bit of spoilers here.
Well, hey, you know what? Let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. Let's not get ahead of ourselves too much.
All right.
So, this guy, he gets in his car accident, and we meet the one, the only, the fucking deputy. Deputy Bobby, dude.
Deputy Bobby Kane. Sorry we don't get too many visitors around here. When we do, it's like the second coming. Come on, I'll give you a lift. Grab your suitcase.
Bobby Kane. He's the deputy.
Yep, Deputy Bob.
Known by many to be Limp Bizkit.
So, in my notes...
Fred Durst, ladies and gentlemen.
As soon as I, heard... as soon as I realized that was, halfway through the movie, I'm like, oh my fucking god, that's Fred Durst. And I was like, man... What the fuck is he doing here?
I don't know.
Well, he did give it a shot, I guess, right?
He was the best character. Wasn't saying much, though. Mm-hmm. But, he knows he's into movies. He completely obliterated the rap game, so what else is left for him?
Yeah. I do it for the what? The Grammys.
But, he was an alright character. He shows up and he's like, hey, let me get you to town here. We have a lot of stuff going on, and we're good people, apparently.
Yeah,
you know?
he goes into town, he meets the mayor, meets a couple of, other figures, a couple, the bad deputy, sheriff, and all that bullshit. And so Steve gets agreement to kind of go in the town, look around a little bit, and do the census. They're like, Dad, come on in, don't worry about it. We'll get your bags, we got you a place to stay. And then they, invite him into this, this ritual, essentially, of them drawing those red envelopes again. And in my head, I keep thinking, man, there's not a lock on that door?
Well,
anyone's walking in there.
Everybody knows what's going down, all right?
Yeah, they might not think there's a reason for it to be locked, but it's like, come on, what are you doing?
And they're just making red envelopes, right? It's no big deal.
Oh, yeah, they're making something going on.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys haven't grasped it enough, the title's Population 436.
Yep, and so as we said, the population never goes up or down. It's been like that for hundreds of years at this point.
Until now, where our friend Steve Cady just made the population 437.
So in the whole movie, you're kind of getting this you're really getting these vibes that clearly something's happening, where the town is obviously keeping this population at a certain number. There's something going on here. Mm-hmm. So Steve, our main character, heads over to the local not diner, but it's like a B&B, you know. It's this lady's house, and she meets the main love is Courtney, and Courtney is this really, really weird. I was like, oh god, I want to get out of here, you know?
Yeah, I wrote, the big dreamer.
Yeah,
small town girl wants to get out and go to the city.
Yeah.
But I think she has more reasons than that, than the traditional thing. There's also her having dreams, and there's also the looming threat of this fucking town being crazy.
She clearly wants to leave because of obvious reasons. But, our main character, at this point in the movie, he has, this really weird, dream sequence, right? Mm. Wakes up in the middle of the night, and he walks downstairs like, oh man, I just can't sleep. And Courtney comes down and is like, let me fix you up something. I'm like, that's super nice. What is this woman doing giving this man a hot, steaming cup of garlic milk? She straight up cuts up 5 cloves of garlic, tosses it in a small pot of milk, and boils it, and then gives him a cup of boiled garlic milk.
I don't remember that. That sounds terrible. That sounds.
I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck is she doing right now?
Hey man, garlic's good in cheese, right? Maybe she's making cheese.
I get the hot milk thing. I kind of get that vibe.
I like garlic.
I guess. I mean, maybe it's a thing that we don't know about.
It's a town thing.
Maybe
it's Rockwell Falls.
There could
thing.
be some history behind it. I don't know, but when she was making it, I was like, this woman's got to get the fuck out of here.
There's 2 laws: population control, and you have to have garlic in your hot milk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and then we get probably like 20-30 minutes of just like super awkward scenes of, you know, Steve like getting into like arguments with the local town folks, doing his census. He has that really weird scene,
which I feel like would be a normal experience for a census taker. Just going around is like, hey, you alive? What do you want to know from information?
What do you want to know?
You city slinker.
Yeah, and then we learn that one of the farmers who drew a envelope earlier in the movie confronts our white bread hero in that bar scene, and Fred Durst has to calm him down because, you know, he's trying to kill Steve because he's trying to get that population number back down.
Which, why not?
Well, yeah, and
I mean, it would attract attention, a lot of attention, I guess, to the town.
Yeah, and I guess it's one of those things where you're thinking, okay, well,
fix your
even worth it.
Fix your fucking potholes, guys.
Fix your fucking potholes, and on top of that, I feel like a real easy solution to this movie is just leave, dog. Well,
apparently you can't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get to that later, I guess. But seriously, and then like this is kind of like in the part of the movie where they start like really trying to introduce like religious undertones. You know, they really sell like the whole you know, God-fearing community.
Sweaty preacher man.
Yeah, and then like they have the children, they're all chanting Latin in like the school.
As children do.
As children do. I mean, guys, do we not remember all of our Latin chanting classes in preschool?
It's not a dead language to the little hearts out there.
Yeah. I mean,
let's I don't know if we were rewind yet, but okay, so Fred Durst is playing the deputy, and he likes
a thing for Courtney.
Yeah, has a thing for Courtney or Charlotte. It's actually
whatever her name is.
Her name's Charlotte. And it's a sweet little thing. They just like each other a lot. They haven't even slept with each other, and it's like one of those old-fashioned weird things that I've never understood, but he's just planning to ask her to marry him.
Yeah, like he
out of nowhere.
Really? No, so Charlotte Sullivan is the name of the actress.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Yeah, it's Courtney Lovett, I guess. I don't know.
Courtney Love?
Courtney, oh, no wonder she's dead.
Lovette?
Yeah, so it's one of those weird relationships where, like, Bobby really likes him, but, like, they're like childhood friends, you know?
Yeah, that he really wants to fuck. Childhood friends that he really wants to fuck, and in order to lock in, he's not going to try to, you know, win her heart over some wine and dine.
Like, Fred Durst is, like, a foot shorter than this woman.
Yeah, but, you know, he'll do it all for the nookie.
The what?
The nookie.
The what?
The nookie.
The what?
Okay. But he's really in love with this girl, and he hasn't even seen the merchandise, nor has she seen his merchandise, and he's gonna fucking marry her.
And you know what though? I think it's definitely like a small town mentality because like there's only 436 people, slim picking.
Yeah.
You know, what's the other option for Courtney? The guy that had the lobotomy later in the movie? You know what I mean?
Well, she'd have a lot in common with him.
Yeah.
At the end of it. But that's the thing. And then he's going to let this census guy... Before the census guy came in, Courtney was the most attractive person in town. Now the census guy came in. Second. Now Courtney and this guy are basically the most attractive. And then he's inviting him to stay.
And he's going to let them... And you know what? They both play his ass.
Yeah.
Because I will say that one thing that I guess just another reason why like our main character Steve is such an unlikable Wonder Bread piece of shit was that not only did he just like roll up in the town and like all these people crazy called excluded were nothing but nice to him. Deputy Bobby was a good friend. He took him out shooting. He confided in him.
Yeah.
He was taking him out for drinks, and he was like, really like trying to open up that friendship. And Steve, for the most part, was reciprocating just to bang this girl behind his back. And
it was love. It might have not been garlic. It could have been some drug. Maybe she was performing a love ritual on him.
I'm just saying, like when I was watching the movie, even while I was watching it, I was like just thinking to myself, this is so out of fucking nowhere. So like it's like one or two super awkward scenes between the two of them, and all of a sudden they're like, "Take me, man, me." Like, okay.
Well, I just wrote
a terribly developed love story in the movie for sure. The arc could have just been gone. I'd been okay with it.
I just wrote barn sex.
That's all.
They just went up to the barn, had sex.
Steve said he was gonna go shooting with Bobby that night, and instead went and effed Bobby's love interest. When Bobby, like the entire movie, was like, "Steve, I love this woman. I'm gonna marry this woman. I'm gonna. This is. She's all I ever want." Like he says that to him all movie. He effs her, and the best part about it is, as soon as that happened, I wrote down, kept it classy with the sex scene. Limp Biscuit, more like Limp Dick Quick, and then I just stopped taking notes for about 20 minutes. I had like an aneurysm.
Did they go shooting after that, or did they go shooting before that?
They did a shooting scene once, and then Bobby was like, "Hey, how about tomorrow you come out? We'll do this again. We'll hang out." And then during that time, he f's his girl that he's not his girl, but there's something like inherently shitty about somebody like, "I love this woman. I love this woman. Yeah, man, I'm your friend. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go f this woman."
I guess they're not technically friends, but they're really nice. He was really nice to you.
Well, he pretended to be his friend, at very minimum.
Okay, so what that makes it more stupid for this guy to bone Courtney is because he just saw how good of a shot Fred Durst is.
Fred Durst was a wild.
He was
shot.
a wicked man with the pistol. He's going pow pow, shooting bottles like he's doing it all day.
Yeah. Steve gets on his third shot, but Fred Durst is like shooting behind his back.
Yeah, and then he's just like, well, this was fun. I'm going to go have sex with that girl that I've been staying with that he likes a lot. And hey, he has a gun and he's very good with it.
Yeah, so not only is our main character kind of just like bumbling through what's happening here.
Mm-hmm. He's not professional at all since he's just having sex with somebody.
Plus, he's like, and one thing we kind of skipped over just briefly, and I don't really want to get too much into it, or we probably should get into it, is there's this whole subplot with this little girl and the fever, right?
Okay.
And the whole subplot is that they say that when people want to leave the town, they have the fever, and the only real way to like solve this fever
is garlic and hot milk.
It's garlic and hot milk and electrotherapy and lobotomies.
Makes sense.
This whole time, our character sees he's like breaking into like the doctor's office, not professional as a census taker. He's effing around with people in the town, and real not professional. Mm-hmm. He's pretending to be friends with Deputy Bobby.
I feel like he's lollygagging a lot too. He should have just get his shit done and get out. But I guess he's waiting for his car to get.
People isn't that hard to talk to?
Yeah, it's not.
Basically, they realize that this guy has like the fever is what they think, because they can tell that he wants to leave, but they can't let him leave. So like he there's a little bit of a weird chase scene. He gets trapped down, and he's basically okay. And then he starts pretending to like it here, like he's gonna stay, and that brings us to the first big what the fuck scene with the festival.
Yeah, they had a festival, and everybody was happy. Everybody had the macaroni out.
It was a very
laid back
small town vibe.
Yeah, gathering. Everybody was having fun. The children were laughing.
But I had a great time. Yeah,
they were practicing their Latin. Everything's normal. It seems,
And then they have the world's most abrupt, quickest hanging I've ever seen in my life. It was 15 seconds worth of the movie, and then she's dead.
Yeah, but she did it for the people. So
she did it for the what?
The people.
The what?
The people.
The what?
So she hung herself. She said her goodbyes to her family, and then did it willingly.
Dick whipped. She's real dick whipped at this movie. At this point in the movie, she's just like, "Oh my god, Steve!
Does she look crazy? I'm fucking living in a crazy mess here at this town."
I'm just saying, Courtney's got to be stupid if she also lost her virginity to this Steve dude. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you just let a guy roll into town.
Maybe that's what she was looking for. A good night.
She would have did great in Chicago.
It's like if she gets pregnant by this guy, he has to take her out of the city.
And then that's when they captured Steve and they took him to the old insane asylum, the old town insane asylum, where they gave him a little electroshock therapy, which was kind of a pretty cool scene. That was kind of fucked up. And that's where like the whole picture really comes together. That basically what's happening is that there was 100 years ago there was a fire, and
there always is in these kind of movies.
Well, okay, no, I skipped something. So 100 years ago, a traveler came into town, and he increased their population, and basically like it brought depravity into the town. Everything was out of whack. People were dying. People were being
lobotomized.
Yeah, well, they didn't stop that one. No. And so what happened was there was a huge, gigantic town fire, and it brought the population down to 436. And what they believe is that God, or some like ambiguous force that they don't really talk about too much in the movie, Cthulhu, is saying that as long as the number's 436, you guys are good to go.
Because I like the number 436. It's my favorite number.
Yep. If anyone tries to leave the town, they die. If anyone comes into the town, someone else has to die. And if someone's born, someone else has to die. The population always, it can fluctuate very briefly above it, but it has to go back down either by God or by them.
So I just thought of something. What do they do when somebody just dies, like, out of nowhere? They just have to call somebody, say, hey, anybody want to move here? Hurry up!
Well, actually, I have a little bit of a tidbit for you about that. Two tidbits. One, they infer that no one dies in this world.
Okay, so you're immortal?
So, like, no one's going to die, and the only time that people seem to be dying, essentially, is when they kill somebody because someone else is born.
Okay, so I would create an incentive being like, hey guys, don't have babies, please. And also fix your damn pothole so people can go into town and leave in a timely manner.
Well, like, if they leave,
then the population will revert.
But they're inferring that when he leaves, God kills him anyway.
Why? He never stayed. Like, what did they staying in town? What is God looking? He's like, oh, he's in the town. He's in the town.
Well, I mean, he did spend the night twice. He spent 2 nights there.
Well, they should test it out. They should really have a guy just walk through town, leave by the end of the day before it becomes night.
I would bet that there might be something already been tested on that one. I don't know. This movie's stupid. Let's not get too much into
We're thinking of the lore, nitty gritty here, but
basically, from here, he gets electroshock therapy. He pretends to be cool with town again for a while, and there's an interaction with him and Bobby where Bobby's like, you betrayed me.
Yep. And he's about to
fight. My nookie.
Wait, is this is at the end, right?
Yeah.
When he's about to leave with the little girl.
I mean, we're cooking through this, honestly. So like after electroshock therapy, he starts a fire because he learns about a secret passage out of town by this character who literally shows up for 4 minutes and leaves. He learns of this secret path that the traders go in and out of town with. They never spend the night, but they can drive into town and drive out and be okay. And so he starts a town fire with a bunch of kerosene, basically. He has a little interaction with Deputy Bobby, where Deputy Bobby almost actually kills himself over this. And that was like, this is what you did, Steve. You're a dick.
Yeah, Steve was a dick. He plowed right through not only the town, not only Deputy
Bobby's life.
Deputy Bobby's
Debbie
heart.
Dobby.
I was gonna say Debbie Dobby. Then the bad deputy guy, the kind of like not so great one, evil one, deputy, comes like, shoot him,
do it.
I'm gonna do it if you don't. And then Bobby turns around and is like, no, his dick was too good. The way he was fucking Courtney inspired me. And he turns around and shoots.
Yeah, well, actually, and that was just after. I don't know if Deputy Bobby knew this at this point, but this was right after Deputy Bobby or not Deputy Bobby, Steve. After Steve found out that they gave Courtney a lobotomy after the whole thing with the festival.
Because he was gonna go grab her and leave. He goes up to the house that he was staying in, and she's just doing dishes. Seems pretty normal, right? Women doing... I'm just kidding. Yeah, we already made that joke, or it was in my mind. Yeah. And she's there, and he's like, come on, we need to go. And then
why would I leave? This place is great.
She turns around, but tell me if I'm wrong. I remember the bandage being on the side of her head.
Okay, so yeah, they couldn't have did a lobotomy. They must have like cut off her fucking brain.
That's what I said. I just imagine like a hammer, just like, Gah! And then breaks her skull
Yeah, like,
open.
that
and
wasn't like a smooth.
then now there's an opening to the brain. They just took like chopsticks and just swirled it around a little bit.
Yeah, it's like that scene from Silence of the Lambs. See that?
Oh yeah. So they go out of the town, and then this Bobby scene happens where they're at the border of the town. He's like, "Hey man, I liked you, man. I took you shooting, man.
You were my friend."
You were my
and then
friend.
Bobby kills the other deputy, letting Steve, and this subplot that we really didn't talk too much about, but that's honestly because it was super. It didn't need to be a part of the movie. It was this random subplot with this little girl Amanda, where realistically speaking, they could have taken that whole little plot of her out of the movie, and everything would have happened exactly the same way. The only thing that Amanda did for the plot was it caused the main character Steve to really like look through the asylum. Actually,
Oh, okay.
like he did a little bit more exploring of the asylum because of her being trapped in there.
So,
but really, that brought nothing besides a super creepy scene with the family that was trapped in the asylum because they were all lobotomized.
So yeah, this asylum is basically for people that wanted to leave, but they couldn't have them leave. So they're just like, hey,
because they had the fever.
They're just gonna break you.
And so Steve and Amanda, they leave the town, and basically what happens is that the premonitions that they and the dreams they've been having all movie was actually them seeing their death in the future, and they get into a car accident and they die.
Yeah, after clouds roll in, like they're starting. It's like, we're out of town. We're good.
We're free, and then it
This
gets
is fun.
like real dark and real quiet, and you're kind of like, oh.
And the lightning starts striking. Oh no! Oh! And then they just like turn into a car because lightning.
Yeah, like they like didn't pay attention or something. So like, I don't know. They kind of really just kind of threw the God actually killed these people. Like to the whole like hand at God thing, the whole supernatural thing. It felt kind of like a real like loose thread that they kind of like real lazily sprinkled on top like with dreams. And that's it.
Also, there wasn't really a good enough reason for this pandemic to happen like 100 years ago. It's like our town moved away from Christianity and did this. They didn't explain too much. It just said that this traveler came in, and all of a sudden,
yeah, there was a gigantic fire and bad shit happened.
There's no it's not like this town was. It would have been more intricate if they were just like moving away from religion, and that was a sign as well. Or we used to do this and this. We used to be the technological hotspot for this region. And
yeah, basically they just had like a really, 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 really bad town fire, and that was it.
Yeah. So, just give your ending, like little score here. We'll do a 1 out of 10, and
we might
explain what you liked or disliked, or your sum it up and do a 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
score.
I like that. So I would say that this movie was probably a solid 5, 4.5 for me. 5. It the movie had a lot of potential. I think was really what I liked about it. When I read the description of it, it really brought me in. I thought the concept sounded really cool, but just like the story beats that they kind of go through really didn't really didn't interest you as time went on. You really kind of found yourself just dragging through it, whether it be not enough gore or horror in the movie to really make it scary, or not enough, mind games to really get you in the mode of God versus, crazy people. It just, everything it tried to do, it kind of just sold it short, even though I would say that I did appreciate Fred Durst's character in this movie. I thought it was a lot better than I would have expected out of what I expect from Fred Durst at that time, for sure.
Okay. Funny part is, me and my wife watched this, and the whole time I was like, he looks exactly like Fred Durst to her. And she was like, he does a lot. Just thinking that after the movie, looked it up. Yeah. I had to talk about it with Alex over here after the fact, being like, didn't that guy look like Fred Durst? He's like, dude, that is Fred Durst.
I as soon as halfway through the movie, I looked at it, I was like, this can't be a coincidence here.
Yeah, so that was a big part of me enjoying it somewhat. And the premise is okay with the whole keeping a population stable kind of idea, but how they pulled it off and the execution of it was just really dumb. Like you had said, like if they would have added some gore ass factors, like the whole festival leading up to this woman just being very conscientious about her hanging herself wasn't enough for this premise to really be saturated to make me like it. And also
basically a cheaper version of the festival from Midsummer.
Yeah, I was gonna say Midsummer during this. I didn't care who won, the town or the characters.
Not at all.
I didn't give a shit. So I mean, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10, because it wasn't bad enough and it wasn't good enough. It was somewhere dirty smack in the middle where it was just lazy.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, you know, the worst part about it is that it's going to be forgettable. You know, that there's nothing about it that's good. The only reason why I'm going to remember this movie is because this was the first movie that we did for the review.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, we'll wrap it up real quick. That was Population 436, released in September 6th. Hilarious. And directed by Michelle MacLaren.
McLaren.
Yep, notable thing, she did a couple episodes of Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, but that was really it.
There you go. Thank you for joining us here. And if you've watched our content before with the Let's Plays and games, hey, how'd you like it?
Yeah.
Leave a
tell us
comment.
what you think. Yeah, leave a comment, like, subscribe, or if you didn't like it, tell us why you didn't like it, and you know we'll do what we can to try and make it better for you guys. But if with that, we will see you guys next time.
Oh, movie suggestions too.
Oh yeah, movie suggestions, a good one.
All right, have a good day, guys.
See you later, guys.
Mwah.